back everyone for some more Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, and we are ready to conclude day 1 of the trial in the case against Mayor Damien Tenma, and we are actually going to be listening to testimony from his daughter, Jinxie Tenma, as we are going to be trying to find out exactly why she didn't exactly see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber, and try to solidify our case ourselves and try to get an acquittal for her father. But before we continue on, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. So without further ado, April 18th, 10:43 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4, I believe it is. Yep. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Yeah, and she's scared out of her freaking mind. No worry, Hyun. Leader of the 100 Demons. He really does exist. Wow, that is one well-polished trait. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. Eek! What is it, my child? Be gone, Nurarion, leader of the 100 Demons. Oh, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of dual process, if you will. Eek! My charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Yes? I trust you know why you're here. Bags. Bags? Oh, that Trixie Tanuki? Try the noodle stand, and go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Why, Blackwell seems to enjoy himself. Everyone's a comedian. No, I meant your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azukiarai away. Azukiarai? The yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off. Azuki Kurai often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes while washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together these two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene. Witness testimony. What Jinxie saw. Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime? Uh-huh. Lots, and lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenma Taro happen to be among them? I don't know, I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Nokabe, Soto Taisho, Eek, they were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony? Yuck.
Hold it!
Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and save here. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? It makes no difference. To me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd better be served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. Humph. I'll show you. Did I see Tenmataro in the fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw... Now I remember. The yokai right there in that room. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena, what exactly are you looking at here? Oh, this? That's one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see images in motion extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa, you mean that little thing could do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yeah, that's right. Her fear has instilled her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind, as a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma, and the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of extreme fear before I can treat it. Let me go ahead and save again. Now, let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai in the well of fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe with the L button. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally, hit probe again with the X button to try to get the heart of the matter. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, press the probe button. Point to the cat monster.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on the wheel of fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the Ottomans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly, it's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was the yokai on the wheel of fire. I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? Well, it would be none other than what was... Here, the light fixture.
Take that!
The light fixture? This one right here, and as a flame design, it is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Eek! Info update. There we go. That's one Kasha down. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster? That's Nurikabi. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. Eek! And this raccoon dog isn't a tanuki monster. It's just the statue of one. Eek! And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here is nothing more than a fox statue. Eek! I don't know what I was thinking. Poor Jinxie. Noise level 50%. You did it, Apollo! Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there never were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Let's go ahead and save again. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So, the defense is asserting the exact opposite of the original assertion. Wait, Jinxie? What about Tenmataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You've gotta be joking! Oh, jeez. Now we're on the ropes again. Order! Order in the court! I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you on in. That's the least I could do. No! Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. Did I see Tenmataro in the Fox Chamber? I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell on the... Okay, let's go ahead and pinpoint. And then we got sadness.
Got it!
The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs have given out some freight. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt that she was there with me. Okay, I went to sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look! She looks more confident now. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. And the noise level is 0%. That's exactly what we want. Bye-bye. A sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was, but I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what it could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like I had seen at the time. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? It happens to be the Nine-Tails flower.
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see Nine-Tails flower there at the scene, did you? Ah, the demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Nine-Tails flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene. That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will do said evidence this instant. So sorry. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, looks something slid out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your baldness? Ah! This is none other than the master key to QB Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. A master key? That went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that? Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed those words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before during and after the murder, which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in the room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is? Until Jinxie Tenma opened the fox chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world, and there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. No! Uh-oh. I don't like this.
Objection!
How could this happen? The French's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This sucks. Sykes Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not gonna fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. No, I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap. No, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Alright, I'll be back in 10.
Objection!
Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice, I heard that word objection, but what is it you object to? Huh? Alright. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though as it stands now. I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your core to steal, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room, because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And what a doozy that locked room is, too. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room from one way or another. Vague conjectures shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it will be possible to escape the locked room. Are you sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the Forbidden Chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. I'm gonna go ahead and save again. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. hope I get this right.
Take that!
The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key? Should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but... Well, Mr. Justice? The prosecution has some fine Japanese still waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked, because... Well, the perp locked it from the outside. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key to the hallway door, then locked it. Ouch! Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber, and the assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside, but the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like, how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from the outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight? Well, we did see that the window was open and there has to be a logical explanation for that, so she threw it in from the outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like, go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility. Oh, right. I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window. Oh, I know. Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the... Yeah. And it's by means of the air duct.
Take that!
The air vent? Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The Fox Chamber's air duct leads out into a hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vents inside the chamber. Ugh. That's preposterous. Oh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer, disguised as Tenmataro, murdered the Alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then, they fled the room to the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent and is still in there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing! Even I can follow that. The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro, and there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey, it looks like that lawyer is beating the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was a total turnabout. That massive forehead of his seems... Order, I say. Now that I proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence!
A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed its mark. Huh? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door? That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the... Ouch! But that is impossible, without being spotted by a foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenma anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through here there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right!
Silence!
Must I point out every crucial detail of the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside and the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. No! Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right? Ha! I suppose your next proposal was to kill the sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset. That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. I'm sorry if you hear my dogs in the background. As soon as I'm done, they're wanting to go potty. As soon as I'm done recording this, I'm gonna have to do that. In case you guys are wondering. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? Oh, I think we can. Whoa, I thought I was the one with the cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor? What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? Well, it happens to be the special edition paper.
Take that!
Take a look at the special edition paper. Tenma, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window? But Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer, disguised as Tenma, flew away, you know, by some way or another.
Silence!
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of artifice. Okay, then how about the Tenma figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air? No, there is a rational common sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai or tricksy tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye. She? I don't like where this is going one bit. No, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at the time. Gulp. Not good. Not good at all. Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Tenma were the work of one individual. And that individual was none other than Jinxie Tenma. Ah! No! Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever. The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying that the killer escaped from flying out the window. Humph. Did you truly believe this could end any other way? Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai, if only we had one. Bailiff, Caesar, it is time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood. But Mayor Tenma? This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Tenma Taro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor, it would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution will be willing to overlook her little yokai first. Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait! Apollo! Prosecutor Blackwell is up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words! If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone. The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's gonna confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Ka. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. Uh-oh. Ka. Foolish mortals. I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. But Mayor Tenma? Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King. What the... Demon King? Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation. This is getting weirder and weirder now. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenma Taro, you say? Ha, what nonsense. So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now? Ka. His body is now mine. So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And not the yokai of Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw? And the one captured in a newspaper photo? Those were all you? The accursed power of these wording charms prevents me from revealing my true form. Your baldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned. Huh? What? You claimed the yokai had that little scamp site with some third party, the true killer, the one who escaped from the locked box chamber, but it was the accused all along. Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For your Alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have all fallen into place. Well, how so, Prosecutor Blackwell? It seems I must spell it all out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the Alderman in the Fox Chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the Alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter, Jinxie Tenma, stumbled onto the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled from the Fox Chamber. So, you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro.
Objection!
But when we arrived on scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How is that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window? Then what? Do you mean to say that the maid of Kyubi Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro? Oh! Ka! That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time, did I? But I presently tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber, and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces are still in place. Is Blackwell up to his tricks again? I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live? So that rumor about Mayor Tenma is true? I knew yokai were real. You mean he really did kill the Ottoman just so he could release Tenma? Order! Order! Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming the yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty of all this. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under a legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation. How about I just promise not to succumb to anything? We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but... What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackwell, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play and you're in serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with our shackles in some manner? It seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special jolt of justice device. Each presses a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackwell... Your Honor, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackwell will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case... This concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. And with that, day 1 of the trial is done, and we will begin day 2 of the investigation in the case against Mayor Tenma in the next episode. I not only do I have to take the dogs out, but I have to go to the bathroom myself, so I know that's a little bit TMI, but I really do need to end this right now, but hopefully you guys will enjoy and will continue to be with me in this series. But thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you guys again next time.